Everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am super excited to share with all of you a huge haul from Japan. So I just got back from 2 weeks in Japan and it was like the best shopping experience I've had in many years, and so I picked up a lot of stuff. I am very excited to share these with you guys because it's just so many things there sparked joy for me, which, to be honest, for a while now I've been like less into shopping. I feel like recently with inflation in the US and also just like department stores and such looking less nice and exciting, I feel like whenever I go shopping nowadays it's less interesting and online shopping just doesn't really spark joy in the same way. So it's been a really long time since I've gone in store to places and found just like so many things that I really liked. And also right now it happens to be a time when the dollar is extremely strong against the yen. Like 100 yen equals 65 cents, which means like, you know, when you're looking at price tags in Japan, after you take off the last 2 zeros, you basically discount it 35%, and then at least for most of the stuff I got, they were also tax-free. So it was an amazing shopping experience. It was like the whole country was like 40% off, and so I got a lot of really lovely things, and I'm super excited to share this all with you guys. There's a lot of items. It's basically all over my floor right now, so I'm also excited to film this video so I can actually clean up my office. But because of that, I am not doing a full face of makeup today with the products. I actually thought it would be fun today to revisit a lot of my favorites from my previous Japan haul. So I will link those products below, and if you're interested in demos of those products, definitely check out my video from last year where I demoed all of the products. But today's haul is going to be not only makeup but also skincare and some household goods. So if you are interested in learning more about what I picked up in Japan, then just stick around. So I wanted to start really strong with probably my most exciting part of this haul, at least for luxury makeup lovers, which is this bag from Suqqu. So I got this from Mitsukoshi Ginza, which, if you guys have watched any of my previous Japan hauls, is my favorite department store in Japan. It's located in the district of Ginza, which is basically the most luxe, fancy area of Tokyo. Would highly recommend. Mitsukoshi is extremely expensive. It's one of the most luxe department stores there, so really nice experience, really beautiful. And makeup is one of the few things I can readily afford there. And so I picked up a lot of things from Suqqu. So, you know, starting off, let's just take a moment to appreciate this bag. To be honest, this alone attracted me a lot. Like, isn't this so pretty? You don't get this from just the online retail experience. And I got all of this tax-free, meaning they package it up so you can't use it in the country, you have to take it out. But I bought this like the day before I left, so no issues there. And then they gave me a bunch of different samples of their skincare as well, so I'm excited to try that out. But even though I already have quite a few items from Suqqu, I kind of went a bit crazy because I was so excited about shopping in Japan, so I picked up a lot of items in this haul. So first off, we have the Suqqu sunscreen. This is their SPF 50 plus day cream, and this is a product that I had read was really good. In general, I love sunscreen from East Asia. It's just so much nicer than American sunscreens in terms of how it feels on the face. You don't have that sunscreeny smell and you don't have any white cast issues, at least with the ones that I use. And so I really wanted to try this out. Isn't it so pretty? It's a very nice luxe sunscreen. In addition, I picked up their primer, which is SPF 15. This was sort of like a purchase that I honestly kind of regretted a little bit afterward because I never use primer. My skin is on the drier side, so I find that I don't really need to use primer most of the time, but this is just really pretty, and the sales associate put a bit on the back of my hand and it looked really beautiful. Like, you know, a lot of primers don't really look like much, but this just gave my skin a really beautiful subtle sheen to it, and I was, you know, in a buying mood and so I decided to pick it up. Side note, I will do a full face of Suqqu with all these products to demo them with you guys because this is a lot, but I'm excited about this, even though I'm someone who doesn't use primer normally. Then we have this eyeshadow palette. This is their Color Story 1, which is called Mizuhana, so water flower, I guess. So here is the gorgeous packaging, and here is the nice romantic color story. So this is a very simple, very basic palette. I honestly probably wouldn't have picked this up if I were just shopping online on Selfridges, but I wanted to give Suqqu eyeshadow another chance because if you guys have watched my previous videos, I did pick up a eyeshadow palette from them a while back. It was the one that has like blue and magenta in it, so a more interesting color story. But honestly, that's like the worst luxury eyeshadow palette in my entire collection. It's really, really hard for me to use, does not give me any pigment payoff, does not give me really much like shimmer payoff. So I actually really, really hate that palette. But I've seen so many rave reviews of Suqqu eyeshadows from other creators. And so I thought, why don't I pick something that's more of a simple color story like this? And it looked really beautiful in the swatches in store. We'll see. I mean, I could be burned again, but this looks really pretty, and this is, you know, much easier to formulate shades. And I feel like this is a color story that would look good even more sheer, because in general with East Asian makeup, the color payoff and the shimmer payoff is not necessarily going to be as high as in Western makeup by design. So we'll see. This is my, last time I'm going to give them a second chance, but this was really beautiful, so I thought I would pick it up. And side note, before we continue, I'm noticing a lot of intense flyaways. So I'm going to actually use this little guy, which I also picked up in Japan. This is like a flyaway balm. I saw these in all of the drugstores and thought I would pick it up because this seemed like exactly what I need. Basically, if you watch any of my videos, you know that I don't do anything really with my hair. I just wash it and dry it and brush it. So there's always just, flyaway nonsense happening. But yeah. So this seems like it actually works pretty well. And it's nice because you can just sort of carry this around in your bag with you. It's very compact. So this was also one buy that I quite liked. I've already used this several times and I feel like it works pretty well. Like, look at that. Now it's like totally smooth and flat here. So live demo for you guys. And as a side note, I did get my hair cut in Japan as well. That was a really lovely experience. I went to a very luxurious hair salon in Ginza. It's like supposedly one of the best hair salons, and I got a really great cut for only $50, which again, super great thanks to the very favorable exchange rate. There was even a little bit like of a head massage component, and just, yeah, I'm very happy with this haircut. So moving right along with the Suqqu haul, I also picked up their cream foundation. So this is their flagship foundation. I got this in the shade 125. And for context, they do have multiple foundations. So I asked what was the difference between this versus their liquid foundation, which is the main one I've seen people on YouTube try out. And the sales associate said that the liquid foundation is more of a natural coverage, whereas this one is higher coverage. And she recommended this one, saying that's better for drier skin types. So I'm really excited for this. It's really gorgeous, heavy packaging, extremely luxe, definitely more luxe than the other foundation packaging they have, which I mean is also luxe, but this one's just even more so. Really, really pretty, comes with a little spatula. I will admit that first I was not going to buy this because of this, scooping design. I've been really opposed to pot foundation to date. Like, this is actually my first one. For a long time, I've been eyeing the Chantecaille Future foundation, but just not picked it up because I didn't want to have a pot foundation. But again, I was traveling, wanted to get the full Suqqu experience, and so I ended up picking this up. And so we'll see how this goes, and if this whole pot foundation situation works out, maybe I will pick up the Chantecaille as well. And then finally, I have 2 of their Moisture Glaze lipsticks. So the reason there are 4 containers is that the lipstick component comes separately from the case. I picked up the shade 6, which is Hana Oboro, and then the shade 8, which is Komore Komore Bikari. Apologies, I am sure I really butchered those names. So this is what the refills look like. And here you have the beautiful Suqqu case. And I do have one of these already in my collection, so I have done this before. You basically just click it in and then you can take this off. It's super easy. And this is the shade 8, the Komore Bikari, which is sort of a burnt orange shade. I'm going to save the other one for the other video, but just to show you the shade, this is what Hana Obro looks like. It's more of a mauvey toned shade, kind of a grayish mauve. Really excited for that one. It's really unique. So next up in the luxury makeup category, I have the Cushion Foundation from Peau. I have this in shade 10. So I'm not going to open this with you guys today because I think I'm actually going to film a dedicated video to this. Either that or a video comparing a bunch of Cushion foundations, because recently Cushion Foundation has really been my jam. You'll see a couple other cushions in this video, but I'm really excited to pick this up because I've never tried Peau foundation before, but I've heard really rave reviews. So when I went in store, I actually tried out all of their foundations. So their more light coverage one, their heavier coverage one, and then this cushion one, and kind of saw, you know, which one I liked the best. This one was the one that was most recommended by the sales associates, and also the one that I thought looked the best on me. It was a bit dewier than the full coverage one, but provided a bit more coverage than the light coverage one. So I felt like it had the most bang for my buck. Also, I've just been curious what it's like to have a more luxurious cushion, because if you guys have watched my videos this year, you know I've been in love with the Jiangse Mole cushion foundation, which, side note, I also picked another one up on this trip, but that's been my ride or die this whole year. By far my most used foundation product, and also the one I take with me every time I travel. I find the cushion design to just be especially good for travel because you don't need like a separate brush or sponge, and it's just really easy to pad the product in. And so this is like the luxury upgrade. So I'm super curious to see how this compares, whether it is worth the price, and whether I can tell the difference with this luxurious formulation. So next up we have a lot of gold products. So in addition to Tokyo, I also went to Kanazawa, which is like a 3-hour train ride from Tokyo, and is the place in Japan that is most known for gold leaf. So they have all sorts of different gold products there, and when you go there, even if you're not really into gold, you can't help but just kind of, you know, get interested in gold products. So I picked up a lot of gold stuff there, and most of it in the cosmetics category. So first off, I got some body cream and some hand cream. I already took one out of this because I gave it away to a friend, and this actually also I have 2 of, so I gave away to a friend as well. But these basically have gold flecks in them, which is really nice. I'm really excited for these. I tried them in store and the formulations were really lovely as well. I don't actually know if having gold in your skincare is necessarily the best thing for you or not. I mean, it's, you know, marketed that way. But these formulations did seem really beautiful, so I'm really excited about them. I decided to get things for the hand and body because personally I find it a little bit cumbersome to, like, you know, rub out the gold leaf on my face, because otherwise it can be like, you know, little flecks of gold. So I thought it would be easier to do this for hand cream or body cream, but really excited about these. In addition, one of the brands had this really cute eyeshadow as well. So I'm really excited to demo this also in a future video. Look how pretty that gold is. So it's a 2-toned eyeshadow. You have that sort of rose gold and then the yellow gold. The yellow gold really just looks like straight up gold leaf, so I'm really intrigued how this will look on the eyes. I also got this sample of a cleanser and moisturizer, so you can see here an example of how some of these products look like with the gold leaf suspended in them. Really, really beautiful. And then finally, I got some blotting paper, which is actually a byproduct of the gold leaf production process. So if you guys have ever bought gold leaf, you know it comes on these pieces of paper. So they've basically packaged the paper separately to use as blotting paper, which is really nice. I mean, these pieces also have some gold leaf embedded in them. So I'm really excited to use this as well to do touch-ups throughout the day. Finally, in the gold category, I got this gorgeous mirror. So really excited for this. So here is what the back of the mirror looks like. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? So I actually bought this for my channel because, so for context, I have a mirror in front of me right now that's kind of angled so I can see myself. But I find that often I want to have like another mirror to like really look more close up. But I don't really have like an aesthetic mirror to do this with. So you guys have probably sometimes seen like hints of another mirror, like when I'm doing my makeup, but I wanted something where like if you guys see it, it's still really pretty. So this is the one I'm gonna now keep on my desk while I'm filming. So if I need to kind of take a close look or something, I can do that. And that's gonna be using this beauty here. But isn't that so fun? Super beautiful. Really excited to start using this. So after Kanazawa, I also went to Yamanaka, which is an onsen town. And they also have a lot of gold leaf there, plus also a lot of woodworking and lacquer. So I got a few items there. So for one, I got these really cute golden sake cups. So this is the bottom and this is the top. Super adorable, and these are made out of wood, so they're really light but very nicely made. And it was pretty cool because the storekeeper showed me this picture, which is a picture of the store from 100 years ago, so it's really been there for quite a while. And I picked up a lot of really lovely things from there. So I got this, and then I also got this lovely persimmon tea holder. So it's made out of persimmon wood and it looks like a persimmon. I don't have it with me right now because I gave it as a gift to my mom, but it was so beautiful. I can show you though the chopsticks that I got there, which were also really lovely. Like, look at these. Isn't this so cool? So again, really nice woodworking, and then the pattern is just really beautiful as well. It has gold and other shades too. I'm super excited to use these. And then just as a cute little gift for my son, the storekeeper actually gave me for free this little crocodile spoon, which is also made out of wood. Oh, and speaking about chopsticks, I forgot to mention at Kanazawa, I also got a bunch of golden chopsticks. So you can see these here. 2 of them are black and 2 of them are red. And these were actually the chopsticks that were used at the ryokan that we were staying at. And I just love them so much. I wanted to buy some to take home, but I think these will be really great when we have guests because we don't actually have that many matched chopsticks at home. We normally just kind of, pick 2 of whatever ones we want, but I figured having 4 that were matching would be really great for guests. So continuing the artisanship tour, I also have these gorgeous cups that I got in Kanazawa. I'm unboxing all of these with you guys here. So this is the store that we got it from. And let's see, this is Kutani porcelain, which is kind of what that area is famous for. And here are the beautiful cups. I'm really excited about these. I'm honestly not so sure how I'm going to use these because they're so beautiful. They really look more like they should just be for display. But they have this nice little area to kind of hold it easily with your thumb there. But yeah, these were really beautiful handmade earthenware. So I think that's everything I picked up that's sort of like handmade. So now let's go into just like all of the fun stuff I picked up in Tokyo. So let's start with this big bag here. So I stocked up a lot on eyeliners because I feel like Japanese eyeliners are really high quality. This is a pencil liner from a brand Love Liner that seemed really popular. I also picked up this liquid liner that had this like #1 prize thing on it, so I figured it should be good. My current favorite M Cosmetics eyeliner is running low, so I've been looking for a replacement. And then even though I hate mascara, I caved and picked up a mascara because I figure if any mascara is gonna work for me, it's probably one from Japan. So this is one that again had sort of like some sort of prize on it. Then I also picked up a bunch of sheet masks because of course when you're in East Asia you have to pick up sheet masks. So this one is a Suqqu one. It has all these like multiple steps on it, so I'm not really sure exactly how this works, but I figure that'll be fun to play around with. And another Suqqu one, this is the Suqqu Balancing Skin Mask. So yeah, a lot of kind of soothing, balancing ingredients. Here's another mask I picked up, a collagen elasticizing mask that really I just thought the packaging looked cute. Oh, and actually more makeup. So I forgot to mention this. I did pick up the powder foundation from Kogan Do as well. And I was really excited about this because, so my previous couple Japan trips, I picked up a lot of Kogan Do complexion products, including the moisture foundation, which is actually what I have on today and is like my all-time favorite foundation right now. I really love both their moisture and their aqua foundation, would highly recommend. And so even though I'm not really a powder foundation person, I figured I'd pick it up from them because I've just had such a great time with all of their complexion products. And then we have some skincare. So I have this eye cream, which is like a wrinkle remover is what it's called. I doubt that it actually removes wrinkles, but it had this #1 prize thing on it. So at least for me, when I'm in Japan, that's kind of what I'm looking for. If I have no idea what to pick up, I figure if it's won a prize, it might at least be interesting for review purposes. And then here's actually some toothpaste. So I really like Japanese toothpaste. If you're someone who is not a huge fan of super minty or super foaming toothpastes like what we have in the US, I would recommend checking out East Asian toothpastes. They're a little bit more subtle, so it might not feel like it's doing as much, but I feel like it is as effective but isn't as like irritating on the mouth. And there's actually another one, I'll have to pick it up, it's in my bathroom, I've already started using it, it's called Mastodon, but I've really been enjoying that one, and it has a bit more of kind of like a herbaceous like floral taste to it, which is quite rare in the US, but I actually find that to be quite nice. Let's see what else. We have this vitamin C cream. I am someone who struggles a lot with dark spots, but is also very sensitive to vitamin C. So I've kind of mostly given up on vitamin C serums, but I figured I would give this a shot because it is highly recommended and very popular. So we'll see if this brand works out. They're very common throughout Japan. You see this like really bright yellow C pretty much everywhere. And then I have this little concealer palette from a brand I've actually never heard of called Timage or Timage. And I totally just bought this on a whim because the packaging was so beautiful. Like I just saw this in store and was like, wow, that looks so pretty. It definitely, even though it's plastic, kind of has that jade appearance to it. And the inside is also quite pretty as well. It sort of looks like Lila B if you guys ever picked up products from them. So I'll have to include this in a Japan haul video where I try on a bunch of the random makeup that I picked up. But yeah, the packaging is what drew me in for this one. And then let's see, another eye product, because I'm running out of eye cream, so I picked up a bunch of random eye products. This is the Honey Eye Roll-On. So yeah, I thought it would be nice since it has that little metal ball, so maybe some cooling action. We'll see how this works. And then I picked up this item, which I assume is for like acne or other spots. I've had this like really annoying persistent acne on my nose for the past few weeks. I've tried really hard to conceal it, so hopefully it's not that obvious right now, but I picked this up to hopefully try to address that issue. And then the last things from that haul were all of these little bath products. So bath salts are really popular in Japan. They give it to you in the hotels, and also there's just all different kinds of bath salts, including individually packaged ones in the drugstore. So I just picked up a bunch of random ones because I really love taking baths. And I've enjoyed all of the bath salts that I've tried from Japan in the past. Like I usually just buy like big packages of them. But I was really intrigued by all of these individual ones since it's like you can try a lot of different kinds. So super excited to try these guys out. So most of the rest of the items are just kind of strewn about my floor, so I'm just going to be picking them up and showing them to you guys. So I have a few more face masks. I have this Honey Gorgeous Aqua face mask. I think this one is actually from Korea, but really excited to try this out. And then I have this big bag of these rice face masks, like rice is a major ingredient. I've heard really good things about this, and this is a drugstore brand, so more affordable. but yeah, figured it would be nice to give it a shot. And then I have another pack of my Kogan-Do Cleansing Spa Water Wipes. These are my absolute favorites. I've gone through like many of these over the years. Every time I go to Japan, I try to pick up as many of these as possible, and actually my one regret, or actually one of several, but one of my regrets in terms of shopping on this trip is that I didn't pick up more of these. Basically, early in my trip, I found a store that carried these, and I was planning to go and pick up a bunch of these later on at Mitsukoshi Ginza, given that I knew I was going to be able to get more discounts there, given that I have a loyalty card and also they do tax-free. And so I only picked up one, but then Mitsukoshi Ginza no longer seems to carry Kogan-Do, really sadly. And so now this whole trip, I only picked up this one pack, which this will basically just last me one trip, which is kind of sad. Basically, I take these with me anytime I travel. I find that they're perfect for that because they take, like, one sheet is enough to take off a full face of makeup and really any sort of like eyeliner, waterproof mascara, anything like that as well. So I really love these. They're kind of indispensable to me. So I'm really sad that I wasn't able to find any more of these throughout the rest of my trip. So next time I go to Japan, I will definitely have to super stock up on these. But if you are interested in any sort of makeup remover wipe, and especially if you have sensitive eyes, this is the best I've ever found, because you can get this in your eye, like straight up in your eye, and it doesn't sting at all, but it's really effective at removing makeup. And actually, because I wasn't able to find any more of those wipes, I picked up these Biore wipes kind of on my last day. This is sort of a drugstore wipe that I heard is really popular. So we'll see how these go, but I don't anticipate them replacing my KGD. So continuing the eyeliner train, I picked up two eyeliners with Lady Oscar, Rose of Versailles, featured on them. So if you guys watched my recent kind of Halloween costume cosplay video, you know that Rose of Versailles has been my recent obsession, and I was really excited at just how many Rose of Versailles products there are in Japanese stores. So I also picked up some face masks, which I'll show you guys shortly, but these eyeliners were really pretty. Like, you can see that little image there of Oscar in her dress. She normally dresses up in a military uniform, but there's one scene where she dresses up as a noblewoman, and so that is, you know, the one that's featured on these makeup products. I don't know if I'll actually use these because, you know, I'm mainly buying this for collector purposes, but I bought two of them, one in black and one in dark brown, so maybe at some point I will try it out. Basically, this is supposed to have 24-hour lasting power, but come off easily with hot water, which honestly I'm a little bit skeptical of. Like, I feel like usually if it comes off with hot water, it can come off more easily than ones that can only come off with oil. So I'm not really sure about this as a makeup product, but I'm very excited about this as a fan. I also picked up a liquid liner from Love Liner, so I get to try out both their liquid and their pencil liners. This one has got a little prize as well. And then that same Honey brand also had a nail treatment oil, so I thought I would pick this up. I don't really do anything with my nails, as you guys might have noticed, but I do want to take care of my cuticles a little bit more, so that was the motivation for this guy. In general in Japan, I felt that most women had their nails done, and I actually wanted to get my nails done there, but didn't end up having time. But their nails look really beautiful. Like, they have very beautiful, elaborate designs, and it's pretty common. So I figured hopefully the nail oil there is pretty good as well. And then I also picked up these little individual lashes. So I am someone who really doesn't do anything with my lashes, but anytime I've watched videos of East Asian makeup, like, the lashes are really a major focus. And I've heard really great things, especially about like the individual lashes that you can buy in Asia. So these were really affordable and they looked really nice. And so I figured I would try these out and maybe they would, you know, motivate me to be a little bit more experimental or artistic with my lashes, since currently I just rely totally on eyeliner. So I'll definitely feature these in a future video. And then this is not makeup, but I love the hair clips in Japan as well, and this is one that is supposed to be usable in water, so you don't have to worry about like any metal components rusting. And I spent a lot of time in hot springs in Japan, and at home I also really like taking baths, and so I figured this would be good for that. I have sort of like very slippery hair, and so I find with a lot of hair clips my hair doesn't really stay in place very well. But the last time I went to Japan, I just randomly picked up a hair clip from 7-Eleven, and it ended up becoming my favorite hair clip, like above hair clips I got from like Anthropologie or other much nicer stores. And so when I went this time, I decided I definitely wanted to pick up some hair clips. So I got this one. And then also this cute little like cat hair clip as well. So this one is more like for aesthetics, but I really hope that these like actually hold on to my hair, because most of the ones I have at home right now don't do a very good job of that. Speaking of hair, I picked up this hair oil from this brand called Honey. So I've heard that this brand is super, super popular, and so I decided I wanted to check them out. I actually also bought a big bottle of their shampoo and conditioner, but I picked that up at a Japanese grocery store here, so it's not, you know, part of this Japan haul. But I will be able to basically try out most of their line as a result, so if you're interested, definitely let me know. I did try out this hair oil in store and did think it was pretty good based on that. I normally am not someone who uses hair oil because I find that it can make my hair just kind of greasy and weigh it down. But the hair oils I tried in Japan were really nice in that it kind of felt like they almost like dried right away. So like they left my hair very shiny and sleek and soft, but they didn't leave any like greasiness in my hair, which is what I've struggled with most Western hair oils. So I'm very optimistic about this based on my one time using it in store. Next up, we have two more cushion foundations. So I have the Jungsei Mole cushion. This is basically the same as the one I've been using forever and ever, but the one I've been using is like on its last legs. So I was really excited to pick up a new one. I've already talked about this video, so I'm not going to say much more, but would highly, highly recommend this if you're on the market for a foundation. And then I picked up this one, which is from Misha. So I don't really know why I picked this up. I mean, I guess it has like this like #1 thing. I thought it would be fun to, you know, try out another cushion. And I've been like thinking of maybe filming a video where I kind of review these 3 cushions, where this one is definitely the most affordable, and then the Jungsei Mole is kind of in between, and then the Clé de Peau is, you know, super expensive in comparison. So I'm curious personally to see like how the formulations vary with these different price points. So let me know if you guys would be interested in a video like that. But I figured I'd pick this up because it seems like it's very popular. And then I also picked up these Rosa Versailles face masks, as I mentioned. So it was really fun to see the characters in store. Again, I don't really know like how good quality these are or anything, but as a fan and as a collector, I thought I'd pick these up. They actually have 4 different designs, but like, you know, throughout my time in Japan, I only was able to find these 2. So it's a little bit sad because like I really wanted to find the one with Oscar and Andre on it, but instead I have like Oscar Rosalie and Antoinette Fersen. But I picked up some extras of these, and so I do think I'll try them out and see if they're actually good face masks as well. Another skincare product I picked up was the Shiseido Cream Cleanser. So they have this brand Elixir, which I saw like all over the place, and I'm running low on my current cream cleanser, which is from Then I Met You. I really, really love that one, would highly recommend it as a makeup remover. But I wanted to try something new, so we'll see how this one goes. And then outside of makeup, I picked up this cute little guy from a store called Soil. So he's made actually in Kanazawa, so one of the places I went to. And basically it's like a deodorizer, so he's supposed to absorb odors from the air. So it's cool to see that's actually from Kanazawa, because they have that, you know, special clay that they also use for, you know, making beautiful things like this. So I'm excited if this little freshen guy actually works, because especially now with a baby, we could definitely use some deodorizing. Another item I picked up outside of the makeup category was eyeglasses. So this is from a brand called Own Days, and I was really excited for this because I have been wanting to get new glasses for a while, and I feel like in Japan they just have a lot of different options, and also it's really, really fast and easy. So even if you don't have a prescription, they can do it in store really fast, and then they make the lenses right then and there, and you come back in like an hour and pick them up. So the whole process was just really fun and really easy. Even with a language barrier, it was like pretty easy as well. And I'm really happy with the glasses I picked up. So here is one pair, which has this really nice design on the side. Let me actually put it on for you guys. So now, because I have contacts on, I can't really see clearly, but hopefully you can see what these look like. And I picked up two pairs because they had a buy one, get one 40% off sale. So you know me, I'm a sucker for sales. So here is the other pair. And this one is actually a transition lens one. So they have these and you can just kind of, it just like magnetically snaps on. Like you don't really have to do anything and suddenly you have sunglasses. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I have never had like this sort of sunglass eyeglass combination, and honestly that's like one of the barriers for me wearing eyeglasses more often. And so I thought these were really easy to use because like the magnets just really like, you know, very quickly snap on. You don't have to like fiddle around with it. And then yeah, I thought these were really cute as well. So I also got some food products in Japan. So one thing I would highly, highly recommend is this brand, H&F Bell X. If you are someone who likes rooibos tea, or in general just someone who wants non-caffeinated teas, like this brand is amazing. So for context, I have a lot of sensitivity to caffeine. So I used to love tea and coffee so much, and I still love the taste of them, but they're just too strong for me now, so I need to drink herbal tea. And I find in the US there's often just like not that many good herbal tea options. So I really, really love this brand. They have all different kinds of rooibos tea. So, you know, in the US, like you have like rooibos tea and that's it for the most part, maybe like a few like honey rooibos or something like that. But they have like every single flavor you could possibly imagine. So I bought a lot. So there's like honey bush, which is just like a type of rooibos. They have jasmine, so it tastes a little bit more like normal tea. They have green rooibos, which has a little bit more of that tea flavor as well, just because it's a little bit more herbaceous. They have a moringa flavor. This muscat one is one of my favorites. It has just such a deep flavor to it, much more complex than your typical rooibos. And this is a new one I haven't tried before. It's called La France, but has this picture of a pear, so I figure it'll be a little bit fruity. And then they even have azuki beans, so I tried this one in store, and it has a really nice earthiness and subtle sweetness to it. So really great if you also like grain teas. And then another one of my favorites is this hazelnut one. I've tried this before and it's just so rich and complex and really, really yummy as well. So previously I had picked up like a sampler packet from this brand like last time I went to Japan, and so that's why I was able to try out a lot of different flavors. And so the ones I picked up this time were like a combination of old favorites and new ones that I wanted to try out. But I would highly recommend checking out this brand if you're ever in Japan, because if you just get really bored of like the same old rooibos tea, or you want something that kind of like reminds you of normal tea in terms of having like a lot of complexity to it, then this brand is really great to check out. Other food products I bought included this soy sauce. So similarly, I'm kind of bored of just like Kikkoman or whatever's available in US grocery stores, and I went to some really nice department store in Japan. So this was in Azubadai Hills, which, side note, if you're visiting Tokyo and you love luxurious, beautiful places, definitely go to Azubadai Hills. It's like super gorgeous. But there's this store that was selling all these different kinds of soy sauce, and they also sold dashi, which is something I find really hard to find in the US. And so I picked these up, and I'm really excited to incorporate these in my cooking as well. Okay, so we're in the home stretch. So a bunch of random other products I picked up were another toothpaste. So this one is citrus mint, which I thought was interesting. I'm always down for calamansi flavored things, and that looks like what is in that picture, either that or yuzu. And here is the toothpaste I mentioned earlier, which I have been using and really enjoying. I also picked up some other drugstore sunscreens. So this one is from Skin Aqua. I saw online a lot of rave reviews of this one, so I wanted to try it out. And one I've already been using is the Biore one. And this one I've used in the past too, and I really like it. I wouldn't say it's my all-time favorite sunscreen. I like some of my Korean sunscreens more, like the Beauty of Joseon one, but this one is really great if you want a very lightweight but still moisturizing sunscreen. So it basically feels like a very watery gel moisturizer. It just kind of bursts in hydration on your skin and leaves a very light layer. So this is very, very comfortable to put on. The only thing I don't love about it is, personally, because my skin is a little bit drier, I do prefer a bit more emollient of a sunscreen, but this one is really nice and easy to use nonetheless. I've also been using this Perfect Whip from Senka. This is their beauty foam and apparently the most popular cleanser in Japan. I would say that I like but don't love this. I think it's a really good sort of one and done cleanser if you are someone who doesn't like to double cleanse. Personally, I do double cleanse though, so I prefer to have like a oil-based cleanser and then more of a water-based cleanser. And I like my water-based cleanser to be less stripping as a result. And I feel like this one's definitely more stripping than what I typically go for because it's more of a two-in-one. But if you're someone who likes like something that can remove makeup but also be good for every day and is like a foamy cleanser, then this is still a good option. And the moisturizer that I picked up from Japan and have used a lot of already is this Curel moisturizer, also one of the most popular ones in Japan apparently. And this one I would say is a like but not love for me. So it is definitely good at what it says. It's an intensive moisturizing cream, but I feel like it leaves a little bit of a film on my face, which I don't totally love. Like, it doesn't feel like as breathable as some moisturizers that I prefer. So, you know, nothing particularly wrong about this. I like it. I'm very happy to continue using it, but I don't know if I would repurchase. And then final random item is the scalp massaging brush, which I picked up. So I really enjoyed like the head spas in Japan, which are basically like scalp massages, and then they like, you know, wash your hair, put a lot of like products in it to like make it really beautiful and silky. So it inspired me to try to upgrade my hair care routine, and so this is like the motivation for this. Hopefully I can integrate this into my routine as well. Alright, so I think that's basically it for all of these items I'm going to show you guys today. I did want to quickly though mention a couple clothing brands that I fell in love with in case any of you are headed to Japan and curious where to shop. So first off, there's a brand called Tabio, which is kind of a hosiery brand. So they have all different types of tights and socks, and in this case, leg warmers as well. And I love them. I bought so many different socks and tights from them, not only this trip, but also previous trips. And the quality is really impeccable. They use really nice materials. And especially if you find like kind of the one size fits all like socks that you normally get in the US don't tend to fit you very well, they do have different sizing, which I personally love because my feet are a little bit on the shorter side, and so I find that socks usually kind of have some extra room, but these are perfect for me. I find they fit really, really well, and they have so many cute like different designs and styles. So if you see Tabio, I would highly recommend checking them out. There's also a new brand I discovered called United Arrows. I mean, it's not a new brand in general, but I had never gone there before, but I absolutely fell in love with them. I bought a blazer and a cardigan from them, and it's the perfect like level of luxury for me, at least. It's more like a quiet luxury aesthetic. It's not going to have like really out there designs, but if you want some classic staples for your wardrobe, like, you know, the blazer for example, I would highly recommend checking them out. They are in most department stores, and the materials they use are really nice. It's not going to be just like your normal polyester. color that you can get at any brand. And also for me, I found the fit really nice as well. I'm on the shorter side, so I find like blazers and cardigans in the US tend to have like sleeves that are a bit too long for me, but these fell at like the perfect length, and so yeah, would highly recommend checking them out as well. Alright, so that is all for today's video. So this was all unsponsored stuff, all stuff that I bought with my own money, but I am super, super excited about. And if you are interested in any of these products, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to give you my updated impressions as I start using these products. And then also I'm happy, especially for the makeup products, to film some dedicated videos. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, and I'll try to prioritize getting those videos up. So that's it for today's video. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!